Sitting down in the rocking chair downstairs, Myra kissed James just below his eye and right above his cheek, a funny area, a special spot that made him giggle before she pulled him close to her, rocking back and forth, sending him into a hazy, sleepy state. Myra cooed to James as she kissed him in such a tender and loving manner. She tousled his hair as they rocked slowly, singing a sweet Spanish lullaby to her little Piquia ±0. She watched as his dreamy little grin became sweeter and softer as she rocked him back and forth, carrying him to the land of sweetest baby dreams on the notes of her gentle song. As the little one closed his eyes, Myra continued to rock him for the next 15 minutes before he was out like a light. Accepting himself for the little baby boy that she, Ellen, and the other ladies knew he was at heart made him just as docile and easily worn out as any other little one that had come through these doors. James, though, was a little more special. It wasn't enough that James accepted it, but he loved it. All the attention, all the loving care, and of course, all the diapers. He wasn't just another baby boy. Myra knew that after today James would probably never want to grow up ever again, and as she carried him back up to the nursery, she smiled, knowing something that James didn't, at least not yet. She would wait for Ellen to return with the good news. Carrying James with one hand on his back and the other underneath his fluffy diapered bottom, she moved slowly and softly into the nursery, not daring to wake the baby boy from his well-needed nap. Holding him in her arms, she quietly laid him down in the crib, tucking him under a thick soft baby blanket and kissing him in the same magical spot below his eye and above his cheek that made him feel like her special little sweetheart. Sweet dreams, Piquia ±0. We love you so very much. As the sun was passing midday, James stirred from his infantile slumber from a combination of the warm sun peering through the blinds onto his face and from the warm sensation of a freshly wet diaper. Now that he had accepted and decided to be Myra's baby boy, his body had unconsciously let go of every big boy responsibility he ever had, and that included his potty training. He smiled, putting his thumb in his mouth as he stirred around, waiting to be found by Myra as he cried out in a babyish babble. Hearing the sound of footsteps coming up the stairs, he blushed hotly, until he realized the sounds of footsteps were far more than just 2 feet. Terror swept over him as Ellen burst into the door and sauntered over to the crib, just back from gardening club with Susan and Nancy. Well, hello my little pumpkin. Ellen fawned over James, fearful that Myra had been all a dream, that he had been tricked. He began to cry loudly as Ellen stood him on his feet in the crib. Maywa. Maywa, he wailed, banging his hands in fists on the side of his crib. Ellen smiled politely at the rejection. It had seemed Myra had made far more of an impression on James than she expected. It was a good thing she had asked Myra about this possibility in advance. Piquia ±0, did you think I would leave you?